Hello, happy Friday, happy Friday. I'm really excited about the topic that I have for today. And so this month we're talking about trust in ourselves, that self-worth piece. And a big part of that is really listening to our inner voice. And so I want to make sure that we first just the goal is awareness. It's not about fixing or changing this. It's not about shame. It's really just understanding, what is that inner voice inside of you saying. So I'm going to reference a few of my notes because I wanted to put some thought into this. So your inner voice is that inner commentary that's in you. It's kind of in the back of your head. It can sometimes feel like pressure. It can sometimes feel like guilt. It can feel like shame, self-judgment. It's something that's normally been there for years. I sometimes struggle to hear my inner voice or to understand what my inner voice is. Other people, I have coached clients on their inner voice. I've had clients name their inner voice the bitch. They know that their inner voice is negative. It's always making them feel bad. Um, and so sometimes I think like I am so go 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 so quick that I think I miss the opportunity to connect with that inner voice, but it's there, and I would probably admit that it's not always positive. And so I want to make sure that you understand that your inner voice can really quietly shift your mood. It can drain your energy. It can continue some of the patterns that we have where we struggle to, set boundaries. We are a people pleaser. It can continue us in this cycle of not exploring new things or trying new things. And so, again, being aware of the um, the inner voice. And now I feel like I'm being kind of negative here. I don't want you to think that it has to be negative because I also have found with women that we outsource a lot. And what does outsource meaning? It's not maybe what you think when you think of like outsourcing a function at work, or outsourcing can mean we're going to outsource our confidence. We outsource decision making. We outsource, really knowing what's best for us. And so one of my goals through what I want to share with you in this group is how do we go back to trusting ourselves? How do we go back to knowing that we have all the answers inside of us? And sometimes it takes time to slow down, maybe giving ourselves permission, maybe calming the noise around us so we actually can listen to what we want. It's the stopping the people pleasing, it's setting the boundaries and all those types of things. But it was really recognizing that I think as women, for some reason, we outsource a lot of the things in life, and they really trust that you have it all in you. And so when we kind of look at common patterns, whether what we're looking for here is this self-criticism disguised as motivation. So it might mean your inner voice is critical, but we disguise it as like this go, go, go. I'm motivated to do this. I want to make these things. I want to do this. And it's disguising it as motivation for ourselves. It's this second guessing of decisions. Do you ever find yourself second guessing the decisions that you're making? Do you ever kind of swirl on something after the decision's been made? Not to say that we can't reevaluate or we can't do what I call look back with love. Look back with love is I do it a lot when I've maybe don't feel good about a choice. It could be related to food, to be honest with you. Like, why did I told myself I was going to eat the salad and I ate the burger. Like, what happened? I'm working on not being self-critical and working on not beating myself up. But I'm looking back to say, what was the thought that triggered that, right? I had the intention of eating the salad to fuel my body, to have protein, to feel good after I ate something, and I ate the burger and fries, which I know doesn't make me feel good. And so what was the thought that triggered it? Because in regards to this, we always want, well, I didn't think about it. I just ate it. I didn't, no, there is always a thought. There's always a thought that causes that, makes the action happen. And we'll talk about some thought models and things in the future that I use with my clients around this, but it's just really important for us to recognize some of the patterns that we might have. Their pressures could be internal pressures, right? We don't want to disappoint others. We want to avoid feeling. We either want to avoid, a lot of times when we want to avoid making someone else feel bad, it's like, oh, I'm just going to I don't want to hurt their feelings. Right. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure that that's a huge part of it. But when we think we're disappointing someone or hurting someone's feelings, which is usually not the case in many things, It's because we want to avoid the uncomfortableness ourselves. So let me say that again. When we avoid want to avoid, giving some like setting up the boundaries, not people pleasing, protecting our space, our energy, and we are worried like I don't want to hurt their feelings, I don't want to disappoint them. We are actually avoiding wanting to feel uncomfortable ourselves because if we think that there's an emotion with that person that we're going to make them feel, then we're likely trying to avoid that we feel bad about that. And don't get me wrong, I'm not telling you to not feel. But what I'm telling you is that they're likely going to be less disappointed than you think. It's going to be a moment in time. And as you set boundaries and stop people pleasing, you're going to take your energy back. You're going to take your space back. And over time, it's going to get easier for you. I think people are also going to stop testing your boundaries as well. If they know that you're going to say yes to joining the PTO activity club or always volunteering, when it doesn't give you energy and it drains you, people are going to maybe stop asking or they're going to be more respectful of that. And so it's a little bit of training ourselves and it's a little bit of training others. Okay, so what I want you to do this week to start recognizing this is pause once or twice a day. I just want you to pause and ask yourself, what am I saying to myself right now? What am I feeling right now? So without noticing or correcting or judging yourself, I'm sorry, noticing without correction or judgment, I just want you to start noticing and figuring out what am I noticing and feeling this week in those moments. And so we're not going to get it right. We're not going to get it perfect. And I want to also suggest this idea of breaking up with perfectionism. I am working on being imperfect and being okay with it. I'm okay with, there might be times I'm like 80% is good enough because I don't want my girls to grow up this way. I'm not happy when I'm pushing myself to always feel like I have to be perfect. And so the goal is just let's start with some self-awareness, and really understanding and seeing how our brains are working. Use the chat, reach out to me for help. But this is week 1 of the month. My goal is hold myself accountable, to take the themes every month and then to do a video to share a live with you around a topic. And then we can continue to explore those together. So I hope this is valuable. I would love to share if this brought up something for you, positive or negative, to put it in the comments so that I know if this is landing and is valuable for you. So I hope you have a great weekend and had a really great start to the month. I am so happy that the temperatures are climbing and the sun is shining. I know we're a ways off for spring, but dang, in Minnesota, some of these days you just got to live for them because January, in particular, those cold weeks were rough. So hope you have a good one. Take care.